We are seeing a spike in the pound. The reason for that is that we have a little bit of breaking news around what is happening with Brexit. This, according to Bloomberg News and some commentary we're getting from the Spanish government, a Brexit accord, whatever that means, is currently being hammered out. Theresa May is going to be visiting Jean-Claude Juncker a little bit later on. Look for a statement a little later this evening as well. And Geoffrey Cox the Attorney General, is in Brussels as well. Let's get the inside track on what we are learning here. David Merritt joins us now on set. What do we know? What are we waiting for?
Yes, this very interesting, this report, this exclusive report to Bloomberg, the Spanish government saying, yes, there is some sort of new agreement being hashed out. We knew that the negotiating teams were back at the table in Brussels trying to come up with some new wording, some sort of addendum, some sort of legally binding change, the British are saying, to the withdrawal agreement that is acceptable to the British Parliament. And that's why Geoffrey Cox is out there in Brussels, because he's the Attorney General, and it's his legal advice on this question of whether Britain can be trapped indefinitely in this backstop in a customs arrangement. That's what the Prime Minister thinks is going to swing enough of the Parliament behind her. So we know that negotiating teams are at the table. Spain, the Spanish government telling us, yes, there is progress being had. That's really interesting, because just yesterday we had Jean-Claude Juncker saying how frustrating the whole process was and we weren't getting anywhere, no clarity. So we'll have to wait and see. We're going to hear from the Prime Minister after her meeting with Mr. Juncker about 7 o'clock this evening. Is there going to be white smoke from that meeting? Is there a new deal that she can bring back to Parliament? Or is she just going to be saying that we still need some more time?
It's interesting because the Spanish foreign minister saying this is actually in Madrid at the moment, while everybody is in Brussels that are apparently hammering out this deal, but I'm sure he's being kept informed. What else are we hearing? Is Ireland saying anything about this? Presumably it's the Irish backstop that is being changed in some way.
That's right. And it is, of course, Ireland's opinion on this is absolutely crucial. We had some headlines from the Prime Minister of Ireland in the last few minutes as well, saying that, you know, the whole of Europe remains united behind Ireland and their support for them, but also talking about the dangers of no deal. So, you know, there is an incentive on the European side, both Ireland's and the rest of the EU 27, to avoid no deal. And that's what they're trying to hammer out at this moment. But the agreement of the Irish Prime Minister, Mr. Varadkar, is going to be absolutely crucial.
Given that the arithmetic in the House of Commons is changing, because we are seeing defections to this new party, what is May's tactic likely to be if she is able to get some sort of breakthrough, if she is able to get new advice from Geoffrey Cox? How quickly could we see a vote being put to the House? Well,
as soon as next week we could get a vote. We think that they've said that the 27th next week, next Wednesday, is when we're going to get some sort of vote. Is it going to be a broader motion like we had before, or is it going to be another meaningful vote on the deal as revised, which will be we may learn fairly soon. But the arithmetic in the House of Commons hasn't changed that much. We had Prime Minister's questions this afternoon. It's an extraordinary sight. We've had 11 MPs resigning the parties, and it wasn't mentioned at all between the Prime Minister and the leader of the opposition, because it's obviously so embarrassing for both of them that neither of them wanted to bring it up at that forum. But all the people that have left were never voting for this deal anyway, so it doesn't probably change the arithmetic of Mrs. May getting her deal through. What it does show, though, is that Brexit is really continuing to splinter the mould of British politics. And what we have to watch out for in the next few days is, are there any more MPs? There are rumours of ministers, in fact, in Mrs. May's own government prepared to quit to join this new independent group.